Getting paid isn't the last part of the sales process. This is something that I've said on the podcast before, but I'm going to keep restating over and over again because it's something that we need to hear, particularly those of us who are wedding industry professionals. A lot of us assume that when you pick up that check and you deliver the wedding album, you deliver the wedding video, you're done planning the wedding, you've catered to the event, then the sale is over and it's time to move on. However, securing testimonials and getting referrals is the next stage. So after we're done getting paid and executing, the next thing we're supposed to do is securing testimonials and referrals. The thing about testimonials and I guess the modern equivalent would be reviews, online reviews. Now, the thing about them is that they give you enhanced credibility online. So when people go and have a look at that window that pops up in the Google search, and then they see you and they see other service providers, and you have maybe 105 reviews with an average of 3.2 stars, and the next person only has, let's say, 2 reviews, and maybe the person has been given 5 stars. Even though the other person has a 5-star review, but you've had more, it's arguable that, even though you have a lower review of 3.2, because you have a larger number of people attesting to your service, it's possible that your 100 and something reviews might sway over the other person who has only 2 reviews, even though the 2 reviews gave him a stellar 5 stars, 5 out of 5. So, enhanced credibility online, and then, of course, it gives you enhanced brand capital. And so that's the reason why testimonials and reviews are important. So it has always been part of the game, the sales game, for the much older folks. So if you listen to people like Tom Hopkins, his older material, and Brian Tracy, his older material, and all the other people who are making material back in the between the 60s and the 80s, you're going to hear them talking about a lot about testimonials and testimonial binders. And so we don't use testimonial binders anymore. Right now we have online reviews, and so that's pretty much the name of the game. So the technology has changed, testimonial binders versus online reviews, but the principle remains the same. Now, of course, testimonials and reviews are also going to make it easier for you to secure referrals. Because with the enhanced credibility and with the enhanced brand capital, there are more people who wouldn't mind listening to what it is that you have to offer. So it's a good idea to get the testimonials and reviews because they help out with referrals. Now, how do you get testimonials and referrals or reviews? And the answer is quite simple. You have to ask for it. Now, there's some people who are going to go out of their way to give you a review because they absolutely wowed them. But the thing is, the average person does not know when, where, and how to give a Google review, even if they wanted to do so. I'm sure you've noticed that from Instagram and from your interactions with your clients, that when people are really, really happy, they send you that wonderful glowing text message. Now, receiving that text message is really nice, but the thing is, it was sent to you, and so it's for your eyes only. And so what some wedding professionals tend to do is to screenshot that message and then put that on the gram, and then that is some sort of online reviews that they can use. But the thing is, why not just go ahead and ask them that, oh, thank you very much for this review. Would you mind putting this up on Google? Best case scenario, if they say yes, then you take the initiative and send them the Google link so that all they have to do is just click on it. It takes them to the dialog box, and then they can just copy and paste their message. It's that simple. But the average person doesn't know how to do that. In fact, was another wedding photographer who I was giving some advice on improving her sales process, who put me up to this Google review game, because I noticed she was racking up the reviews, and I wondered how I could get in on some of that action. And she said, yeah, it's quite simple. You send them the link. In fact, it's so simple that I wondered, how come I never thought of it? But actually, it's that simple. So if you go over to your Google My Business page and you click on, reviews? Go to Google My Business, assuming you have set a Google My Business account for your business up. So if you go to the review section, you'll see the instructions there about how to create that simple link that you can just copy and paste and send to your clients. And so it happened pretty much just like my friend, the wedding photographer, said. The more people I sent the link out to, the more reviews that I got. So it's that simple. You want testimonials, you want reviews, ask. You want referrals, ask. Is there an appropriate way for going about it? Yes, there is, and that's going to be the subject of some podcast episodes in the future. But for now, let's just be content with getting a summary of the principles that when you get paid, that is not the end of the sale. Because securing a testimonial and getting referrals are the next stage after we get paid and after we execute. Testimonials and reviews are important because they give enhanced credibility and they give you, they also enhance your brand capital that you have out there in the online universe. And they make it easier for you to secure referrals because if you seem like you are credible, then people wouldn't mind listening to you to hear what it is that you have to offer. And if you want to get testimonials, you want to get reviews, you want to get referrals, you ask. Because like the good book says, ask and it shall be given unto you. If you don't ask, you're just going to have to be content with low-hanging fruit. And I'm hoping that after listening to the last, 3 or 4 podcast episodes, I hope you guys have been firmly convinced that by now that relying on low-hanging fruit isn't a good strategy for growing our businesses. So thank you very much for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based sales consultant and event media professional, Tavishima Ayede. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys on the next recording.